So, all right, fam. L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. So, what happens when stepdaddy leaves? So, if it's stepdaddy season, and because I just did a video about career versus family. So, some people decide to, I don't like you, so I can replace you. When I'm dating, I'm gonna find a guy. He's a good stepdaddy. But what happens if that relationship doesn't work out? What happens when stepdaddy leaves? Now what? Now you go back to biological daddy until you find a new stepdaddy? Because, if you've ever dated or been with a single mother, your baby daddy's looming, and the background is always there. So it's like, So now we're talking about a guy who might come back, might not come back, you might cheat with, if your relationship is going bad, or this, that, and the third. I find it bad because, and I've seen people leave, and now I'll replace you, and then that relationship goes bad, and now you can have you can have a relationship with your child again until I see fit that I can find somebody else again, and that creates a whole nother drama. And what if you leave and this stepdaddy sees into you, and then he moves on and he finds somebody that he's with? Now you can move on, but he can't move on because he always got to be a backup plan. And when your backup plan don't work, now what? You know what I'm saying? When your backup plan don't work, what you doing? And a lot of times, people don't want to admit it, but at the end of the day, it's like, come on. What are we doing here? We playing games. So the game becomes, since everybody's replaceable, is mom replaceable? And that's a no. So, but since mom's not replaceable, when stepdad leaves, mom stays. Dad can get put out, mom stays. Mom is frustrated that dad, now it's like, oh, you abandoned the family, but, or you abandon your kids. But putting a father in a situation where you'd rather have the guy you chose to date have more impact on your children's lives than the man you chose to create kids with, that would actually be breaking the family up and abandoning the family, because you're trying to push a guy out the door. So thus the, orders of protection, those type of things come along, where you can't come through to 100 feet of the house, or 500 feet of the house, or 50 feet, and now you can't be around your kids. Thus, if you ever, a lot of people don't realize, you can get yourself in a situation where you can't even pick up your kid from school, but, the boyfriend, maybe even fiance, maybe even husband, can pick him up, and they're not his kids, but you can't pick them up. Now, I will say the flip side about this is, my phone has been going off at an alarming rate for the last 6 to 8 months, with a lot of Amber Alerts and kids getting snatched. And predominantly, it's fathers taking their kids and running off. I can't, justify that. I'm not going to try to. But I'm just going to say, like, when you put this stepdaddy season thing into play, it might put a guy in the mode to say, well, shoot, I'm going to just get my kid. I'm going to come pick him up one day and never bring him back. And, if you could do it, I could do it. But I even wrote that in the book. Like, if you take the kid, that's kidnapping. Mama take the kid, that's just mama taking the kid. She can up and move to another state with a kid, but you can't up and go with the kid somewhere because all of a sudden, I mean, especially if you're, if you go through the court system and somebody's been found that to be the custodial parent, it's kidnapping. Now, if you haven't been in court, then the kid can be wherever, as long as it's not on paper, the kid can go wherever the parent wants the kid to go. Like that pre-court, everybody has kind of equal footing with that. But normally you're not going to see guys try to replace the mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you don't exist because it's stepmama season. Because that's just like a bond you're not supposed to break. And what winds up happening with the guys is people assume that's a bond that you can break or unbreak or re-break or re-unbreak. And it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these kids feel like strangers to their father, not necessarily because their father wasn't around, but because their mama thought, this guy is better off, my baby's better off with this guy. But both men might love your kid, but you might be the problem. So now, and a lot of people using their kids to keep a relationship, using the kid to keep a man who's not really their dad also. So it gets wild. So like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace.